Hey guys, it's Kelsey and back with another scrapbooking process video, and today I'm using two of my favorite collections ever. So my 12 by 12 is from Pink Paisley's Moonstruck, which was my very first collection love. I love this collection, and I have teeny tiny scraps left from the 6 by 6 paper pad that I won't throw away. And I bought this 12 by 12 from Joann's in the single paper section specifically so I could use my 12 by 12 of Moonstruck, or my 6 by 6 of Moonstruck. Went to use it, and there is not enough left to do anything, even to make a card. So I think at the end of the month, when I go through my layout share and what's left over from this month, which will be a ton of small paper pads, I might just have to throw out some of these 6 by 6 paper pads that I've been holding on to that have nothing left in them. But long story short, it's a Constellation Navy background, so I thought Wolfpack. I love Wolfpack. Wolfpack's probably one of my favorite collections to date, and I still have some of the 6 by 6 and some of the embellishment left over from my Secret Kit Club kit from last year. And so I figured, you know what, I can't use Moonstruck for this, so I'm going to use Wolfpack. So I went ahead and dumped out the contents of my 6 by 6. And there's a couple bands that are 6 inches long that I figured I could maybe just stack up horizontally. This design, I don't know if it was a challenge for the Secret Kit Club or if it was a sketch I saw, but for whatever reason this design was stuck in my head, and I saw it somewhere, and I thought it was a really good way to use up 6 by 6 scraps. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm just taking a bunch of scraps I already have in my paper pad that are 6 inches wide and creating this vertical column with all of these little scraps. I think that'd be a really nice way to use your 6 by 6 paper pads because it's already 6 inches wide. So all you just need is little bands going up and down your page. So I'm just trying to spread out the patterns and the colors to make sure there's nothing too similar sitting next to each other. I didn't have enough, but there are a couple bits that are going behind my photo that I can kind of cheat by having just peek out a little bit on either side of the photo there. So that's what I'm doing with those two bits there. But I'm just trying to make sure they all look like they're 6 inches wide and they're just kind of staggering going up the page. And then I did just mat my photo in some simple white cardstock, but I'll want to do some layering behind my photo too once I kind of get this background design done. But I thought this was a really cool way to do it. I really do want to keep most of the rest of the page open because I think this is such a cool background. I think this vertical column adds a lot of interest over here, but my idea is that I will have a lot of layery bits compact around the photo itself and pretty much keep the rest of the page pretty simple. So that's my goal, just stacking up my layers here. I think those look nice. And now I need to layer up on my photo itself. But this photo is really cute. Billy's like 7 months old in this photo, and it's the very first time he realized he was actually tall enough to see out of the car window because he's not allowed to sit in the seat. This is when he was in the Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind program, and we had to we all have to do everything across the board the same. So when the dogs go to New York, they're trained a specific way, and one of those things is when they're in the car, they need to be in the passenger footwell. They can't be up in the seat. So that's for safety reasons, but also depending on who they go to, when they are placed with a person, they may not want the dog in the seat, so they want the dogs already trained to not sit up there. So anyways, he is in the stairwell or the footwell of the passenger side door, and he finally realized he's actually tall enough to see out of the window. So his whole life just changed as far as car rides go, because he loves people watching, and being able to see out of the window in the car was like the best thing ever to him. So I just snapped a little photo while we were at a red light because he was just so excited he could finally see out. So that's all I'm documenting here. Here I am just taking little bits and just stacking them around my photo to try and create this compact layery bit. I don't want too much because, again, I don't want to cover up all of this banded pattern paper design I already have going. But anything I can kind of stack right around the photo to create a little cute layery area I'm trying to do. So that's all I'm working on now, is just getting that look together. I'm trying to make sure you can really see all of the layers. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have inked everything in black. If I had a navy ink pad, I maybe would have inked it in navy or even gray. But I didn't ink anything on this page, and I kind of wish I would have. I think you really would have been able to see all the different paper layers easier if they had inked edges. But yeah, it's too late now. I'm not going to go back and do it, so they are what they are. But just seeing it now, I'm like, yeah, a lot of those layers kind of blend together. I think it would have looked cute if I inked them. But just getting those down, I think this is the last paper layer. But yeah, I think that looks really cute with just a bunch of different patterns kind of peeking out of the edges. And then from here, I just decided that I want an embellishment cluster somewhere too, because the right side of the page was just looking too bare with there being nothing. But I was thinking maybe if I had a cluster in the lower right hand corner, that would just be enough to balance all of this that's going on the left side of the page, but not cover up everything that I want open on the right side. But there's so many scraps here on the back from me tucking in all of these pieces. I decided to just back it all on one piece of paper so it was kind of more secure, and that way I can still move this bit around while I'm trying to figure out what to do with the rest of my embellishing, but that it was more secure, and that way when I need to glue it all down I just have to worry about that one paper. But I just dumped out what's left over from this collection. I have a ton of really cute puffy stickers that I still am hoarding, and I still didn't even get any used up on this page, I don't think. But there's a couple rub-ons, a couple stickers, so I'm just trying to see what I can get used up on this page. I'm trying to pull in some of the colors and patterns that I already have used on the left side of the page, so but I'm also trying to just get things used up. So I did end up stacking, I think there was a cut apart and like 3 stickers I ended up stacking all together, and then a couple of scraps just to fill out this cluster. But I'm really just trying to get stuff used up because I'm getting to the end of these products, and I want the embellishment used up with the products because I think that these look so nice together. So here I am just again. I was trying not to commit with these stickers, so I cut it out on the backing so it wouldn't stick to anything. But I end up really liking how it all looks together. So I pretty much just stuck 2 or 3 photos together, or stickers together with 2 cut aparts, and that was pretty much that little cluster. But I think it's cute. This little cut apart piece says, "Blessed are the curious, for they shall have adventures," and I just thought that was appropriate for this photo. And then the piece I layered that on is I think it's a sticker, or maybe it's another cut apart. It says "Adventure Bucket List," so again I thought that was just kind of cute because Billy's being a little adventurous dude. And then I just layered that on top of a little journaling spot. I really didn't need to journal, but I liked the striped design that was peeking around the rest of the stuff. And then I layered that on one of the circular map print stickers, and then that on top of a gray pattern paper that's at the top of the page. So I really like how that balances that band at the top of the page by pulling it down here to the bottom. And then I don't think I used the tree paper at all, but it has that map print on it as well, so I figured that would be a nice finishing layer for that cluster down there. But that's pretty much the layering. I do want to do a little bit of embellishing like on the photo, so I'm trying to figure out where to use this cut apart. It says "It's opener out there in the wide open air." That's a Dr. Seuss quote, and again I thought that was perfect because Billy's looking out of the car window. So I'm trying to figure out where to put this. I was thinking about having it sticking out of the top of the photo here, but it just looked really awkward, and I couldn't make it look good. I tried to add more, and I was like, maybe if I add more to this cluster it would look better, but then it just starts covering up too much of this horizontal strip design that I like. So I moved it down here to the photo, and I like that a lot better. So I'm going to end up having that cut apart down there. And then I'm happy with this cluster on the right. There was a little feather sticker left on the sticker sheet I really wanted to get used up, so I was thinking about sticking it down there with that cluster, but I ended up putting it on the cut apart that's on the photo, and I like that better. But I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to glue all of this down. That's pretty much my embellishing. I definitely need to do a title. I definitely want to do some journaling, because when I look at this photo I see Billy looking out of the window, but I want to make sure I record that this is the first time he was actually tall enough to see out, because I think that's a funny part of the story. But I'm happy with that, and now that I know that I'm not layering out anything else behind the photo, I'm going to go ahead and glue down this whole clustered area. And then yeah, I like that embellishment cluster in the lower right hand corner. I tried it at the top really quick, but no, it definitely looks better at the bottom. So I got that glued down too. I'm going to do my journaling down here on this bottom strip because there's already a horizontal white area. So it just says, Billy realized he was finally tall enough to see out of the car window. And I think that explains it pretty well. And then I also have these American Crafts foam stickers. I thought they were Chamel, but they're actually pink paisley, I think. But there's a white set and a navy set in the same pack, and I thought the navy would be perfect because I'm already using navy. So I'm saying best car rider up here. But I really wanted to add more just because, and there's so many alphas on that sheet, I figured I had room to. So I have best car rider up here, and then below the photo I do a second title or subtitle or whatever you want to call it, and it just says, I can see, exclamation point, because that's the story. So I'm going to add that down here on the bottom. And then I think I go in with some white Nuvo drops, and that's pretty much it. But this was a more simple page, but it was definitely a design I wanted to show you guys. I wish I remember where I originally saw this design to give them credit. I'm pretty sure it was a sketch or a challenge for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. But I thought this was such an excellent way to use your scraps or 6x6 paper pads, so I wanted to make sure I included it this month because I know a lot of you are watching the Baby Got Scraps Hop specifically to figure out how to use up your 6x6 paper pads, so this was a great way. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.